Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I'm fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. Maybe you could let me know where you're watching the video from. The county, in case you are within the 47 counties in the country, or the country in case you are in the diaspora. William Ruto today met with constitutional officers in Nairobi. And William Ruto also received a report from the former chairperson of IEBC, Wafula Chebukati. And I paid very close attention to William Ruto and his speech. And I concluded that William Ruto is yet to come over the 2022 general election. William Ruto is very bitter. William Ruto, from that statement, is coming out as someone who is vengeful. And I don't know, but in this video, I want us to look at why William Ruto is reckless, especially when it comes to the issue of IEBC. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is now. William Ruto made a statement. And if you go to Twitter, it is funny how Kenyans are ganging up against William Ruto and that statement. Someone is saying that this is Babu Wine. This is what Babu Wine was saying. Can the president and Chebukati stop making noise to Kenyans about the past election? It is water under the bridge, Mr. President. It's time to stop singing and start swinging. Work for the people of Kenya. Now, Oguda is saying here, which is very interesting, that Chebukati says someone wanted to kidnap him and kill him before announcing the 2022 results. But Chebukati has refused to tell us who kidnapped and killed Chris Musando under his watch in 2017. The arc of moral universe might be long, but it will finally bend towards justice. I want us to look at William Ruto's speech today. Let me play a bit of that speech.
Electoral and Boundaries Commission in the last general election and all the circumstances surrounding it are illustrative of this point. A while back, senior politicians teamed up to manage the presidential succession that was due in 2022, with a view to guaranteeing a very specific outcome of the ensuing election. A political mechanism was therefore instituted to facilitate this objective through the capture of autonomous constitutional bodies. In the case of the IEBC, this mechanism resolved to infiltrate the organization by introducing at its highest level 4 sleeper commissioners whose sole task was to lie in wait for the election, then spring into action and take drastic actions to subvert the will of the people. You have heard how the scheme was hatched in Parliament. At the same time, the mechanism constituted a syndicate to execute a series of strategies consisting of bribery, blackmail, extortion, threats, and intimidation of various public officials of the IEBC, attempt their abduction, torture, and assassination, to storm the National Tallying Center and attempt treasonous insurrection, use of violence to cause the alteration of the vote tallying, as well as entice or bribe or force the IEBC chair to announce their favored candidate, or failing this, eliminate him and replace him with a willing accomplice from among the sleepers. The horrifying drama at Bomas and the emergence of breakaway commissioners answering to external instructions, represented a dismayingly low point in our democratic history. A policy to subvert the wishes of the people had even been sanctioned at the highest offices of the state. The sovereignty of the people was in jeopardy. Our fundamental constitutional attribute as a free, open, democratic society based on constitutionalism and the rule of law was under severe test. Chapter 7 of the Constitution on the representation of the people was subjected to the most shameful, egregious assault. As a result, the nation's legitimate mechanism for constituting parliament and the executive was under serious threat of chaos and paralysis.
Now, from that statement, that speech, William Ruto has made 3 important pronouncements. Number 1, that Wafula Chebukati is actually a hero or his hero. How is Wafula Chebukati a hero in this country? Someone can just educate me. If you know how Wafula Chebukati is a hero in this country, just educate me in the comment section. Because Wafula Chebukati presided over the 2017 election. Forget about the 2022. Let's assume the 2022 was the best. In 2017, Wafula Chebukati presided over one of the most expensive elections in the world. The syndicate, which was supposed to be used for the elections, collapsed on the election day. It just took the grace of God for this country to remain standing. So Wafula Chebukati cannot be said to be someone who is a hero. Under the watch of Wafula Chebukati, he has answers, and he should provide Kenyans with those answers on what happened to Chris Msando, why Chris Msando was eliminated. Let's just get 2022 out of it. Wafula Chebukati cannot be celebrated as a hero, as William Ruto is trying to do. But William Ruto is just justified in making those pronouncements. The other thing is saying that the Cherera 4, or the 4 other commissioners, were appointed by Uhuru to, he actually called them sleeper commissioners. How do you appoint commissioners in this country? It's a long process. So the 4 are Kenyans, and they didn't agree with the announcement which Wafula Chebukati was making. You can't take that from them. They said no to it. Up to this stage, they still believe that Wafula Chebukati made his own pronouncements. And the fact that now all of them are out probably will be able to get to know what happened. But why would William Ruto term Kenyans who served as commissioners as sleeper commissioners? While we know that the commissioners applied for the jobs, they were shortlisted. Apart from shortlisting, someone like Nyang'aya was very senior. In fact, the fact that he served at IEBC dented his image. They were vetted in parliament and they were passed. So William Ruto is reckless. Very, very reckless. And William Ruto is also stating that there were Kenyans who wanted to abduct and eliminate Wafula Chebukati. Up to this stage, Wafula Chebukati is not the first Kenyan to be abducted, even if he were to be abducted. William Ruto would do justice to Kenyans the day he will raise his voice and speak about the elimination of Chris Msando. Because Chris Msando was actually eliminated. He was abducted on an evening like this. It's around 8:37. Like this, he disappeared and he was found dead. Why? Because someone somewhere wanted William Ruto to be the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. Someone wanted Uhuru Kenyatta to be the president of the Republic of Kenya. Someone wanted Jubilee government to retain power under William Ruto's watch. Up to this stage, William Ruto has never spoken about Chris Msando. But why is William Ruto keen on the issue of Wafula Chebukati? That's the most important question. Because if our Ruto today, having been elected as a president who has sworn to protect the constitution, what I'll do, I'd stop the reckless statement, I'd focus on serving Kenyans, and also I'll focus on justice. And justice dictates that if Wafula Chebukati, some people wanted to abduct Wafula Chebukati, and is the president, justice dictates that he can initiate investigations and have these guys arrested. If Cherera and the other commissioners was sleeper commissioners, he is now the president. He will just sit down, wait for the rule of law to take its course, because he has confirmed that he's going to follow the rule of law instead of reading those statements, which, of course, you understand where those statements are coming from. Those statements have been authored by the presidential, presidential strategic communication, the PSCE. Ile Uhuru disbanded that. It was Presidential Strategic Communications Unit. They were brought together again. And you know the way they were reckless in their statement in the first term. That's the exact group which is now crafting some of these stories. But why is Ruto keen on them? Number one, William Ruto is still keen on legitimacy. And of course, now everybody has accepted that he's the president of the Republic of Kenya. So he should not be worried. William Ruto should not be worried because people have accepted that he's the president of the Republic of Kenya. But he's still looking for the legitimacy. William Ruto wants Kenyans to believe that he won elections in a free, fair contest. Mr. President, don't worry. You won elections in a free, fair contest. Wafula Chebukati stated that you won with 200,000 votes. Please accept that you are the president of the Republic of Kenya. That legitimacy you are looking for, Kenyans already accepted that you are elected. So just relax. Number two, I think William Ruto is keen on controlling some of these constitutional offices. And how is he achieving this? He's very strategic in his approach. He wants to show moral support to Wafula Chebukati. That Wafula Chebukati and IEBC are actually constitutional officers, and the other constitutional officers will take cue from him. That William Ruto stands with them. Remember the other day he appointed Justice Maraga, who is highly qualified, to some commission. To some commission which I think is looking at the welfare of the police. You know, having the former Chief Justice looking at the welfare of the police is also very strategic for him. He is intending to use it to appeal to the judiciary and also to win the hearts of the police. So in my view, I think William Ruto is keen on taking control of constitutional offices by appearing to offer them moral support. Number three, William Ruto is still keen on dissociating himself from Jubilee government. As a matter of fact, the reason why Ruto won the presidency is because of Jubilee failures. And those Jubilee failures, because Raila Odinga lacked serious communication strategy, the failures of Jubilee Party were then lumped on the shoulder of Raila Odinga. So Raila Odinga carried those burdens, and it became very difficult for him to campaign with those Jubilee failures lingering. So William Ruto is still keen on trying to dissociate. That, I was not part of the system which wanted to abduct. I was not part of what? I was not part of the recruitment of the commissioners. While we know William Ruto was actually controlling parliament in the last election. And number four, I also tend to think that Ruto is keen on offering Wafula Chebukati moral support, which is good for him. But the trouble is simple. As much as he wants to offer Wafula Chebukati moral support, what about Kenyans? Kenyans don't care. Kenyans have moved on. There are Kenyans who believe Wafula Chebukati is a hero. That's what they believe. There are Kenyans who believe that Wafula Chebukati doesn't even deserve to live. Let them be. Offering Wafula Chebukati moral support that, you are a hero, the other four commissioners, will not change anything. As far as the 2022 elections are concerned, justice will one day prevail. Someone somewhere will write a book on what transpired. And probably our children, or the children of our children, will one day read the story of Wafula Chebukati And lastly, William Ruto is also keen on projecting an image as of someone who is reform-minded, that he's not going to deal with some of these constitutional officers the way they were dealt with before. I don't know what you think, but for me, I find William Ruto's statement to be very, very reckless, not befitting someone who calls himself the President of the Republic of Kenya. I'm saying that with a lot of respect to William Samoei Arap Ruto. Bye-bye.